hearing for us on, when I was presiding over the hearing yesterday, and she called back. It must have been 5 seconds because Judge Diaz called me back and you were on, I was on both phones. So
thank you.
Can I also? Hi, I don't know if you recognize me at all. I was in front of a judge that you worked for a pretty lengthy case, and I want to say that you were a consummate professional. I got very you ran an excellent session, I believe, and your opinion weighed very heavily with this attorney, and I'm very pleased to get to see you, and I know it's probably not your usual job description speaking in front of all these people, but you did a great job, and we really respect you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Introduce yourself to me as Katie Catherine. Katie DeSimone, the First Assistant Clerk of the Criminal Business in Suffolk County Superior Court. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Lieutenant Governor Simari, members of the Governor's Council, family and friends of Ralph Gants. I can't tell you that it's an honor for me to be here to testify on this matter. First of all, I ask myself, what is the Supreme Court judiciary system looking for in a man? A person with integrity, great reading and writing skills, who's a good listener, someone who's open-minded, someone who weighs the evidence of both sides before making a decision, someone who does their homework and always well prepared to go forward, someone who has respect for the law and upholds the Constitution, and most important, is fair, but firm, and honest. To me, the Honorable Ralph Gants has shown all of these fine qualities, and from my heart I feel that we are great asset to the Supreme Judicial Court, and I thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Philip Tortorella, Squad Supervisor from ATF.
Mr. Lieutenant Governor, honorable and distinguished councilors. My name is Philip Joseph Tortorella, Jr. I reside in Duxbury. Thank you for the opportunity to speak in support of the Governor's nomination of Superior Court Justice Ralph Gants to the Supreme Judicial Court. I am a career investigator with 32 years of service in the public sector. I retired as a special agent from the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, ATF. I also served in 2 state government positions, Assistant Secretary of Public Safety and Special Assistant for Investigations to the Attorney General. In January 1984, I was a supervisor of an arson task force in Boston. The Assistant United States Attorney who handled arson prosecutions was a talented prosecutor, Mark Robinson. The focus of our investigative efforts was a series of nighttime fires that had plagued Boston and the surrounding communities for 2 years. The fires were subject of major news media coverage and caused Boston to be labeled the arson capital of the world. The scope and complexity of the investigation prompted the United States Attorney to assign a second prosecutor to the investigation, Assistant United States Attorney Ralph Gants. In short order, Prosecutor Gants impressed me with his knowledge of the law and his attention to detail. In addition, he's demonstrated several other traits that were admirable: his sense of duty, his concern for the victims, and a genuine respect for the contributions made by the investigators. Prosecutor Gants reviewed each and every piece of documentary and physical evidence before he helped craft indictments, charging the 8 defendants for setting 269 arson fires that injured 383 firefighters and caused property damage in 1982 and 83 terms in excess of $50 million. Prosecutor Gants was particularly motivated by the Boston firefighters who sustained career-ending injuries when they fell through the roof of a building on E Street in uncovered plots hatched by the defendants to eliminate me and murder several witnesses, Prosecutor Gants helped ensure that the proper legal action was taken to prevent the defendants from acting on their plans. When the mother of an investigator passed away, Prosecutor Gants went out of his way to attend the out-of-town funeral, even though his car broke down en route. Ultimately, the 8 defendants were convicted in federal court and were given prison sentences ranging from 5 to 40 years. In April of 1985, Life magazine included an article about the men who tried to burn down Boston. You may find the picture of Prosecutor Gants interesting. The caption under the picture identifies him as United States Attorney William Well. After the last conviction, Mark Robinson moved to another unit in the United States Attorney's Office, and Prosecutor Gants became my primary contact. For the next several years, we worked together on a number of investigations. Prosecutor Gants consistently impressed me with his sense of duty. When we were on heightened alert because of bomb threats directed at Boston Garden, he stood by with us late into the evening, just in case. When the case agent was unavailable, Prosecutor Gants volunteered to accompany me on a visit to a prison to interview a potential witness. The man had previously expressed an unwillingness to cooperate with the government. I sat there while those prisoners in that particular institution that night, and it was a hot summer night, expressed their displeasure about being in the institution. Undeterred, Prosecutor Gants personally convinced the witness to cooperate with the government. Regardless of the circumstances, Justice Gants can be counted on to do the right thing. He is a credit to himself, his family, and the legal profession. I am proud to call him my friend. Thank you. Anybody like to see the photograph?
Thank you, Agent.